Hello Taurus, welcome to the channel. This is Asnointia here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. So this is a general love reading, and I'll be looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you're connecting with on a romantic level, what it is that they are feeling and thinking towards you currently. The deck that I'm using is the Goddess Oracle deck by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. Past life connection. It's a very, very intense connection. This is almost to the point of obsession, even sensual obsession. This is definitely from both sides. This is not just one-sided. So some of you actually, because of this card, you may resonate with these cards, and the feelings and emotions may be your own. So yes, that is possible, especially with the type of cards that are coming out right now. So some of you might be in a relationship, it might be a situationship. Could just be a very energetic kind of connection where nobody has really spoken anything, but there's this this unquestionable and unmistakable kind of bond that does exist. It does exist, however, no one's speaking up. Some of you might hear my voice. My voice is still not 100% the same. I'm still getting over my flu, so please don't mind if I don't sound the same and if I make funny flu-like sounds. For example, sneezing, coughing. Ooh, yikes. Why is somebody grumpy and angry? Somebody's irritated. Sexually frustrated. All right. So for those of you who are new, for those of you who might not remember, the way I do my readings, and I've always done them this way, I do channel through my higher intuitive self. I don't actually channel through any spirit guides. I never have. Only at the end of this reading, I do channel Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel. In addition to that, this time, I have a little bit of a bonus. It might be a little lengthy, but do stick around till the end to see this bonus. It is a different type of reading that I have not really actually done publicly. Usually I do this for my private readings. All right. You have a lot of really nice cards here. Now, this is also, Taurus, from yourself. Some of these are yours. Some of these are your person of interest, and it's supposed to be a person of interest. But because of the intensity of the cards, we tend to mirror the other person. We tend to pick up on their energy because that's all we're thinking about. Here, you do have two dark cards. One is fear and one is anger and rage. So fear and anger and rage, those are really big emotions. They're very huge. The rest of the cards are very nice, light and fluffy. Here we have mystery followed by sensuality, nourishment, creativity, surrender, fear, pleasure, anger and rage, and then we have inspiration. Under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme. I'm going to express to you what it is that your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. My dear Taurus, it's hard for me to not think about you. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, something always happens and I end up thinking about you. There's a part of me that finds it difficult to let go. There's a part of me that's starting to obsess. A part of me wonders, why is it that you are in my life? Why now? Why not before? Why not long ago? I question the universe. I question my beliefs. Because there's something different about you. Something that I find that is very familiar. as if I've known you from before. Have we been together in a past life? I don't know, but if that's the case, I do feel it. It's as if I know you. I feel comfortable with you. I feel at home with you. I don't really feel like this with anybody else. There's a spiritual bond that I feel and I know that exists. And this spiritual bond, it does not ever become weak. All I have ever felt is that it just becomes stronger and stronger. I also feel that in this connection, there is this irresistible attraction that I have towards you. Yes, you are very alluring, tantalizing, beautiful, gorgeous. Just you walking by and just me thinking about you teases me. You are so sensual, and I want to be with you intimately. My mood completely changes when I think about you. And now there are things that I have gone over in my mind, and I've realized that you truly are the perfect person for me. You are the perfect person as a mate, as a partner. You have that ability to fulfill the emotional, spiritual, and physical needs. It's very fulfilling. It's very nourishing. And I want to create something with you, something that'll be long-lasting for the world to see. A web of love, where you are the center of my world. And I want to do this because I have surrendered. I've surrendered to you. I feel that in this connection, there's a sense of belonging, where I belong to you and you belong to me. I have surrendered my mind, my body, my heart to you. And yet, I am nervous. This connection is so strong that everything in my mind just goes blank. There's fear, there's paranoia, there's a hell of a lot of anxiety, almost to the point of a panic attack. At some point in time in this connection, I used to feel very confident. When I didn't know or feel that there was a spiritual connection, I was very confident. But now there's a lack of confidence. There's a lack of security in my heart. There's a lack of self-esteem. It's because this connection is above and beyond what you and I are. It's something much more stronger. It's bigger than what we are. I also feel that in this connection, there is this sense of pleasure. I do desire you, and I do have thoughts about how pleasurable it would be to actually be with you. Not only physically, but spiritually as well. It's very fulfilling. Whatever has happened has me upset, irritated, annoyed, frustrated. Whatever happened between us, I'm not in a happy mood. I'm angry it was happened, not at you, but at myself and the situation, the way it turned out. And I have to admit, I'm also a little sexually frustrated, because I really, really want to be with you. And it appears that it's difficult for me to do that. overall, you have been the light of my life, the highlight of my life. Everything before was just black and white, but you turned my world into color. And I see the world through your eyes, and the world looks so different. It smells better, it tastes better, it sounds better, it feels better. Everything's just different and nicer, just knowing that you're around somewhere, and that I had the chance to be in the company, physically and even energetically, with someone as special as you, who I believe is from my past life. All right, Taurus. First card's the strongest, mystery. And that is definitely, for me, that's my past life card. This person really does feel a bond with you that they just can't put the finger on it. They feel like they know you. They feel as if you guys know each other from somewhere before. However, they just can't pinpoint where this feeling is coming from. This feeling sometimes it's just inherent. It just happens because you've had it before. For some of you, I would recommend to have a look at my other channel, which is Asnointia Audio. And right now I have a little bit of a pause on my past life readings, but have a look at the website, hopefully someday, but it might take a few months for me to actually open that up again. I'm just really overbooked right now. However, for extra information, my other channel, Asnointia Audio, I have one video that's called Past Life and Spiritual Connections. The other video is called Sensually Intense Spiritual Connections. These two cards are definitely those two videos. So have a look at that. A lot of the information that popped out here, it will make sense to you for those of you that are in that type of a connection. Now, we also have, with this card, the mystery card, the fact that you guys might actually be twin flames, soulmates, or karmic partners, maybe even more. However, the top three that I've seen that have the most amount of energy and most amount of feeling and attachment, those are the top three. So I also have information on that on my other channel, which is Asnointia Audio. So definitely, if you want to have a bit more clarity on this, you can have a look at those videos. The reason why I created those is because of all of these. All of you guys go through so many things, and I get so many clients, so many emails, and some of the things that you guys go through are very similar. They're all the same. And so it's important for me to just create some type of content so that it just provides a little bit more understanding. All right, let's have a look at the Lover's Path Tarot. So this is two cards that'll pop up. The reason why the situation went downhill. Why did things not work out between the both of you? Or why did things not work out from this person's point of view? And why did this person start to ghost you or keep their distance? Here we have the Queen of Arrows and the Nine of Cups. So this is something that happened in the past. Some of you may be aware of this. Some of you might not be aware that these were the feelings and emotions that this person had back then. But remember, the cards that came out right now in the beginning, those are the current feelings. All right. So what I'm looking at right now is the reason why things kind of started to go downhill in your connection. This will provide you with a bit more clarity. Okay. So in the beginning of this connection, there was a sense of brilliance, honesty, and wisdom. coming from this person. This is the Queen of Arrows. In the card here, it talks about wisdom in terms of matters of the heart, self-knowledge, brilliance in writing and speaking. However, Taurus, we are also reading now the reverse. So what actually happened? What caused the problem here? It talks about this may symbolize loss or wounds, despite good intentions. Sharp words that wound people and affect relationships. Psychological or emotional manipulation. It sounds bad. To some degree, this person was doing this to you. However, keep in mind, this person was only doing this to you because they actually felt that you were doing this to them. Some of you might not have been actually manipulating this person, but it seemed to them as though you did, or you were. If you're trying to get your way and they gave in, somebody might just fill this person's ears and say, oh, well, that's that person manipulating you. You don't give in. They're manipulative. That's why you do what you do. So you have to be kind of careful as to what has happened from your point of view, from your side. Because whatever happened from your side is what this person is perceiving as somebody who manipulated them. Here it talks about, it may symbolize loss or wounds, despite good intentions. So somebody might even have done something for someone's greater good, right? I'm seeing a really weird example, and it's like a PlayStation, or a Game Boy is like ancient these days, but it is Nintendo or something like that. Whatever it is, it's a game that a masculine energy was playing, and some feminine energy took it away from him. They did that so that he could concentrate more on other things. However, for the masculine energy, playing this game was very therapeutic. So from the feminine energy's point of view, she was trying to help. But from the masculine's point of view, it's like, oh, she's controlling me. She's controlling everything I do. So you see, there's two different perspectives here. Somebody's trying to help somebody. However, the other person doesn't think of it that way. And that's what this kind of means. That's the vision I just had. It might not be applicable to any of you. But I just had that vision. But it's like an example. Here we have, this may symbolize loss or wounds despite good intentions. Sharp words that wound people and affect relationships. So in between this entire ordeal, the things that you guys were going through, somebody may have become hot-headed. You remember we had the anger and rage card, right? So somebody may have actually spoken some sharp words, words that really hurt you, or you hurt them. And whatever it was, it talks about affecting relationships. Now the relationships, it's a plural, doesn't have to be just you. It could be the people around you too. Somebody may have said something like, you are like this because your mom is like this. Or you're like this because your family is always talking like this. So I have to say, it's a pretty bad situation. It's a shit show. It's a really bad situation here. You got a lot of stress and tension that happened within a short period of time. Although it happened over a period of time, but the things that this person remembers the most, it's the fact that there's a sense of manipulation somehow. However, Taurus, from your point of view here, this also means that you felt that this person psychologically and emotionally manipulated you. Some of you may feel this way, and they did do this. But what I'm saying is the reason they did this is because they actually thought that you were doing this to them. Tit for tat. Here we have 9 of Cups. Nine of Cups. And it's a really good card traditionally, but I am reading the opposite, the reverse. So usually this talks about joyful sensuality, reunion with a loved one. Some people consider this the wish card, having their wish granted. Here, however, the person, because of this manipulation and because of these words, these sharp words and these wounds, there was a sense of complacency in this connection altogether. They started to take this relationship for granted. They started to overindulge. Remember, there was the sensuality card, and there was also pleasure. Those for me are lustful cards. So there was a lot of lust in this connection. So there was a lack of connection, but there was more lust instead of love. And typically this card talks about love. However, this card is right now talking more about how somebody here was overindulging. And there was an inability to receive pleasure at some point. And there was just so much overindulgence that this person became bored, and they started to feel a sense of dissatisfaction. Too much of anything is bad for you. Dissatisfaction. You get a bunch of diamonds, and you keep getting diamonds, and you're surrounded by diamonds. At some point in time, when you have hundreds and thousands of diamonds, is it even going to matter? Are you going to be satisfied? Or are you just going to be like, meh, it's just another diamond? That's what happened here. This person overindulged. And the one thing that should have been a rare commodity turned out to be just every day, every moment, too much giving. Them taking, you giving. And it came to the point where no matter how much you gave, it just, they became, literally the word is complacent. Like, they did become so used to it that it didn't have any value anymore. And that's when people start to feel dissatisfied, because there's nothing that they can look forward to anymore. Unfortunately, this is the mindset of this person, and it is very, it's very physical in nature, like more of lustful feelings. And overindulging also means that they took advantage. They could have also manipulated you sexually. Psychological manipulation, emotional manipulation. I'm getting again the words. I'm seeing those words again. Detachment. Emotionally detached. So this person does seem to be emotionally detached. Just remember, unfortunately, Taurus, whatever type of impression that was made from yourself towards this person, for some reason they have this feeling, and this is the reason why they did what they did. Which is not good. The key to everything would have been communication. All right, let's have a look. So this is the Beginner's Tarot deck. I'm going to have a look at any type of actions, any intentions that this person might have towards you. Very interesting, the Knight of Swords. Sorry. Oh my. Okay. Not bad. That's an action card. So this is any action, any intention, any plans this person has towards you. All right, we have some cards here. Oh my God. People, this is the shittiest group of cards I've ever seen. I have not seen this combination. It is so gray and dark. Oh. You know what I'm seeing right now? I'm seeing a very cloudy, cold, rainy day. Gray clouds, not even white clouds, are gray. And you just want to stare at it from a cozy blanket. You're sitting in a cozy blanket and you're staring outside a window, just like you're inside, but you're staring. And you're staring at the scenery outside. And you just kind of feel stuck. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a vision of that right now. This entire situation is like a very cloudy, gray, stormy day. unfortunately. But remember, Taurus, not all storms last forever either, right? There's always that ray of sunshine that comes through. The sun doesn't go away, it's always there. The clouds kind of come, they cause problems, but then eventually they dissipate, they go. You have a lot of difficult cards here, except the one card, which is the King of Pentacles, which really has made a statement. First of all, this person, the Knight of Swords, they have realized, and they will realize, that they really do want to come back into your life. They're rushing back into your life. This is somebody who wants to rush back and sweep you off your feet. The only problem here with the Seven of Wands is that there may be a little bit of combativeness. There may be a little bit of disagreements, distrust even, a sense of friction to some degree. They're also dealing with many other issues, not just you. I see here also that they're dealing with other obstacles that may be causing them not to be with you. Here we also have, and that was the Seven of Wands, here we also have the Eight of Cups. Because of all of this struggle, they don't want to deal with it anymore. They want to move on. They want to move on to a calmer, quieter place, a place where they can reflect, a place where they can become wiser, become that hermit, become wiser. However, yes, they are going to move forward, but they're not in the right state of mind to heal yet. They're in the state of mind that when they decide to just kind of let go of all of this and keep their distance, they are in the energy of the Nine of Swords. A whole lot of depression, and there's various levels of depression. This person now puts their face into their hands and they're wondering, why did I do what I did? How could I have done this? The feeling here is a lot of regret, is a lot of remorse. There's a sense of paranoia. There's a sense of fear. I'm getting the word worthlessness. They're feeling a little worthless. There's also this understanding that there's this fear and there's this feeling of worrisome. I'm getting the word worrisome, but insomnia. So sometimes it's so bad that they have psychic disturbances. They can't even sleep at night. I'm seeing someone sleep and then their leg kind of shakes. Kind of like they're about to go to sleep, but then the leg kind of shakes. But it's to the reason why is there's anxiety. There's stress and anxiety. So many of the things that happen during our waking state, it's having an effect on this particular person and maybe even yourself too, in the sleeping state. It's like hard to fall asleep. There's a lot of regret. There's a lot of worry. There's a feeling like, oh my God, what did I do? How could I have done this to my Taurus? What did I do? This person also feels like there's these Nine of Swords just hanging over their head. It's a lot of pain and grief, and it's to the point where this person can't sleep at night. It's haunting them. What is their intention? The King of Pentacles, absolutely, they want to give you a promise. They want to be with you. They want to give you love and promise. The only thing is, what I see right now, Taurus, is that they do have the intention of coming back into your life, but they're not ready. They think they're ready, but with these cards, you and I know that they're not ready. The intention is great. They're rushing back into your life, but what's the use? There's arguments, disagreements. They're still going to want to move on because they're not feeling good about what happened. This person, for some of you, you might want to forgive them. For others of you, you might not want to forgive them at all. The thing is that they're going to try to make an attempt, and there's going to be some arguments between the both of you. They're going to move on, and for them, they're going to think, look at where this got me. You can always make or break a situation. somebody comes back into your life, there's a way of talking, there's a way of communicating. They're already, what do you call it? Stretching out on a limb. I don't know what that saying is, but you guys probably know what I'm trying to talk about. Say, yeah, I don't know the saying. But they're like this olive branch, right? But the thing is that they're trying to give you this olive branch, but the problem is they haven't solved and fixed the problem that actually happened. They're just trying to cover it up and let's start over, or let's start something new. That's the problem. This person needs to heal. And there's been hurt and pain in this relationship, and you have to heal too. Both of you guys have to. It's a very intense energy here. A lot of sadness. My recommendation would be, if this person does come back, they're going to be very fast and furious. You try to be the person that can, like, lead the speed of this connection, okay? Take it slow. Let this person take it slow. Let them absorb what has happened. Let them understand what's happened and why it was wrong. And then eventually the both of you can come to a better arrangement. And here, do I see them actually taking any action? I do, but then I also see them hesitating and then mentally just kind of breaking down. Here we also have the King of Pentacles. Their intentions are 100% to give you something solid. 100%. They really do want you. It's just that in their mind and their heart, it's just like, I can't believe what I did to my Taurus. That's what they're feeling. All right. Just going to do a quick prayer. My. All right. Yes. So these messages are brought to you by Archangels Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel. This is in relation to these cards that have popped up. So we have here yes, then we have abundance, then we have remain positive. We have helpful people. And then you actually have a choice here. They are telling you that you do have a choice. You always have a choice, by the way. It's up to you. So some of you may want to be with this person. Others of you may have just had enough. Oh my, okay. Opportunity. Perfect timing, opportunity, unlikely. Okay. So here, Taurus, the overall arching theme is that something's going to happen that's going to be unlike what it is that you had thought. You thought it would turn out one way, however it's going to turn out slightly different, or maybe even completely different. So this card does talk about expect the unexpected in this type of, I'm getting the word transformation. There's going to be some type of a transformation, and it's going to be unlike something that you had thought. This transformation could be yourself, it could be them. Transform. I'm getting the word transformation and transform. Here we have, yes, there is going to be abundance in this connection. Excellent. Remain positive. Do talk to helpful people. Helpful people can be people who you trust, your family, your friends. It can also be like a therapist. It can also be, for example, somebody who is an expert, like an expert coach, somebody who is a relationship coach, for example, or somebody who's written a book, or a blogger, or something like that. Like, you can go to so many places online and talk to people who are almost like experts, or they are experts in relationships. So it does talk about helpful people. It could be just reading a book too. That's a helpful person that wrote a book. So helpful people doesn't have to mean just face-to-face. It could be something that you're reading as well. Or even like YouTube videos on relationships. Remember how I told you this person's going to come back, and there's extra sensitivity like in this connection. It's like high energy, but it's really sensitive. Communicating would be a good kind of, and maybe I'll make a video on that, like how to communicate better, how to communicate effectively, on my other channel. Maybe I'll just create one for you guys. There's certain methods that you can use, definitely to communicate effectively, so that it doesn't seem aggressive or defensive in a way. That's the thing, like, if this person comes back, you don't want to seem like that, because you don't want to scare them and have them run off, right? You want them to stay, but then I don't want you also walking on eggshells. I don't want you to be afraid. Whatever the result is, what happens will happen. However, a little bit, there can be an adjustment of how we talk in order to get more information from the other person. So definitely have a look online. I know YouTube has certain videos where communication with couples, things like that, they're pretty good videos. Here we also have a choice. It's up to you. So it is up to you here whether you want to be with this person or whether you don't. You don't have to be. Here we also have perfect timing. In due time, in divine timing, you will receive an opportunity. Now that's pretty interesting, because this does mean that there's some type of an opportunity that you're going to receive in your life. This opportunity could literally be another person, or it could be an opportunity with this person where you thought that you had just lost everything, and right, saving the best for last. Vanessa Williams, beautiful, gorgeous, absolutely drop-dead gorgeous woman. I love her. I mean, I remember her from the 90s, but there's that song, Save the Best for Last, and that's similar to some of your situations, and I hope it does come true, that you've been through so much, hell and back, and then eventually things work out in the end. They do sometimes, if that love and that bond is very strong. All right, Taurus, that is your reading. When I was growing up, Vanessa Williams was like the only person that I knew who was dark-skinned, but then she had color in her eyes, and her facial features are just absolutely mind-blowing. She's much older now, but she still has that spark. All right. Here, I'm going to be giving you a bonus reading. Okay, let's do this. What is this bonus reading? It's slightly different from what you guys are expecting. So I don't do those type of readings right now, but there's a reading that I do that's called like a spiritual journey reading. And it's a package that I sell. I just don't do that right now because the focus is more on love. That particular reading I do for people that want to know a little bit more about themselves. And these are messages from heaven. The messages from heaven come not through the cards, not through like actual oracle cards, but the angels, they talk to me. I have the ability of communicating with them. And I only realized that like a while ago. So I've mentioned this in other videos, but I need to mention this in all of the videos. So before, when the angels would talk to me, even who we call God, and Ishu, who I call Jesus, I call him Ishu, he's Jesus, the Christ consciousness. So they would talk to me, but I would get kind of confused because their voices would sound the same. So what they did was they literally compartmentalized the location in my head where they talk. So some of them, like, there's a place where the Almighty, who's God, he talks. And then I have Ishu, who is Jesus. And I have Archangel Michael, Raphael, Gabriel. And in the back I have others. So now it's pretty interesting when they talk. I can tell who is who because they have kept their own little, I guess, rooms or compartments. And it's not so confusing anymore. Before it kind of got overwhelming and confusing because there's a few people, not few people, but a few angels, archangels, that sounded the same. And so it was just difficult for me to differentiate who's who. And it is important, right? Because whatever they're saying, it has meaning. You know, they're putting that effort in. So I need to know who's saying what. So this particular reading I'm going to be doing for you guys. And this is directly from the source, to let you know something about yourself that they feel that they're a little concerned about. This is any type of words of wisdom, words of encouragement, certain things that they think that you need to think about and maybe move on from and heal from. First card's victim. How many of you feel like the victim? Victimized, right? Yeah. Ooh. Third party situation. That's a pretty interesting card. I wonder what they have to say about that. That's the first time that came out in a reading. Surrender. Oh my goodness. You remember, Taurus, in the beginning you had the card anger and rage. Well, here it comes again. Anger and rage. And when I shuffle the cards, sometimes the same cards come out, but it's because they're supposed to come out. These are really interesting cards. It's a very different kind of set that I just got now, like this spread. All right, so these cards, the combination's kind of unique. These are messages from the angels, and sometimes, just to let you know, I also hear a bunch of voices. Like, I would compare it to like 50 to 100 beings talking in unison, but I understand what they're saying. So it's not just one. Sometimes it's a bunch of them. So hopefully we'll see what happens today. This takes me some time, guys, which is why this reading is so lengthy. It takes me a few moments. Sometimes it takes me a few seconds to kind of tune in, like a radio tuning into a station. All right, first card is the strongest. We have here victim. Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is saying, I don't want you to be the victim anymore. I want you to be bold and brave. The things that somebody did to you did hurt you. But you can go beyond that now because you've been there, done that. It's a life lesson that you were supposed to learn. And now once you've learned that, you know what to avoid. Think of the strong ones who have come before you. And think of the mighty ones who have succeeded because of it. Don't let this experience put you down. For it is the art of love that teaches us how to live. You can do this. All right, Taurus. He did say in the end, he said, I don't have anything else to say. Okay. Wow. That was really interesting. Sometimes they talk and they say things that are not the way I would say it. You might also hear me repeating it under my breath. Sometimes I do that just to keep up. The next card is shape shifting. For those of you that don't know how I interpret this card, it does talk about being with someone, however, thinking about something else, or being with someone and thinking about someone else, or doing something and thinking about somebody else. And this is usually like my third party card. So let's have a look at that. Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel is saying, Focus on what you want in life. The distractions will come and go, but your life purpose and journey will stay. It all depends on how you use it. Your experience and your life lessons. Think twice about what you say and do. Don't overjudge yourself. You are only human. Sometimes the things that you say and do are not the things that you want to do or want to say. In order to make someone else happy, you change your ways. But if you're not being yourself, you're being somebody else in your body. And you can't be disorientated like that. You need to know to be one with your mind, body, spirit, and your soul. That makes you stronger instead of you dividing yourself into different parts and different personalities, trying to satisfy the needs of everybody else. I think you should focus on your goals and aspirations for now, and let the dust settle. There will be calm after this storm. All right, Taurus, number 3 here we have surrender. Okay, second last card. Archangel Haniel, female voice, soft voice. The love that you give and gets mountains in return. You need to stay true to yourself. And you need to know only you know what truly matters to you most. Even if you feel like giving in, don't have the doubts and have the courage to stand up for your beliefs. For you will bring a different perspective into the situation and open the minds of others around you. You do not always have to conform to what everybody says. It is not the way that you were meant to be. You have freedom and you have will. And it's best for you to also stay away from such people, negative people, who may be causing disruption in your life. All right, Taurus. Now we just have this last one, anger and rage. Archangel Michael. He's saying, where has anger ever really gotten anybody? I see him with his hands kind of up, like, where has it gotten anybody? Has there ever been a proper solution to a problem with anger and frustration? Has anybody ever found an amicable solution to a problem that needs to be solved? No. People can't think logically when they're angry. And if the anger festers inside of you, it will boil and consume you. And then you will be no less than a negative energy. Which is why I try to substitute your anger and frustration with understanding and compassion and wisdom. Put yourself in the other person's shoes and see what they have gone through in their life and why they act the way that they do. If you see things from their perspective, you might just understand. This is the way of the world. Everybody has a reason for what they do, no matter how sick it is. It's not justified, but there is a reason. All right, my dear Taurus. And that's it. I know they sound different. For me, sometimes they say words, I don't even know how to say them. I don't know the meaning of them. So personally, I don't like exuberant. I kept getting the word exuberant for this. I know it sounds crazy. I don't know what the meaning of exuberant is. I'm probably going to look it up now. Because the second time Haniel has mentioned that word exuberant. Not in your reading, but there was another one. But yeah, just associate exuberant with the card surrender. Whatever these messages were, some of you might just want to take notes. I would recommend that you do, because this is a very different kind of reading that I do. I don't do this very often. It takes a lot of energy too. But they're very, very meaningful for some people if it does apply to you. I would recommend that you write down whatever it was that I just said, because part of the stuff I don't even remember now. I really don't. It's like it comes and then just goes. I guess it's kind of like a trance-like state. I'm still going to get used to this stuff. So yeah. So when this happens, I would like you guys, if you want, of course, if you want, to write down a few of the points, right? Try to make sense of it. And I've mentioned in my other videos, it's best to write like affirmations that I am this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be this. Try to see what you can do, and always try to have like positive pictures, positive affirmations in your home dwelling, wherever you're living. Try to have everything to be positive, and it attracts positive energy and it charges the area around you if you have that type of positivity. And that is your reading, my dear Taurus. I hope I was able to provide you with some clarity and some guidance on your actual love reading. The reason why I did this, Valentine's Day is here. Instead of focusing on the other person, which we're always doing, let's also focus on ourselves, right? This is self-love. This is us healing. So it's important to heal. If you don't heal, you yourself won't be able to function on so many levels. Healing is very important. Distraction is not good. Healing is the key. And some of these cards may be very applicable to some of you on some level. Hear it a few times, because I myself find it a little difficult understanding what they're trying to say. But I know, because they're the angels, at some point in time, some of you are going to understand what it is that they are and they were trying to say. Hopefully this was helpful for all of you. All right then, Taurus. I will see you guys again. You all take care. Stay safe. All right then. Bye now.